Hi guys, welcome back. Today is cycle day 16 and I think we're getting pretty close to ovulating. So this afternoon, well, it's pretty late, it's 8 o'clock at night. I just laid the boys down for bed and I took some ovulation tests so I can share it with you guys and let you know what has been going on this cycle and get prepared for some pregnancy test videos. Before I even sat down to start filming, I dipped my easy at home ovulation test and I also dipped my Mira max wands, and I think my Mira is about to be done. It's making this weird noise, which it says it has 20 seconds left. But before we look at those results, I want to give you guys a quick recap on what has been happening so far this cycle. On cycle day 11, I had some very interesting discharge, and this is going to be TMI, so if you don't want to hear TMI, you might just want to like fast forward. Oh, my Mira just beeped, so it's done, but let's talk about this stuff really quick. Yeah, so 11 cycle day 11, oh my goodness, if I can talk. I had some very like egg white discharge, but had a teeny bit of like pink in it, and that made me a little bit worried that there might be some like spotting about to happen, because I have had many cycles where I get like mid-cycle spotting, so I was kind of concerned this cycle was actually not going to really work out. But I did take an ovulation test that next day because it was like egg white and it was not very dark. I'm going to share with you guys my easy at home tests here so you can see them, but it was not very dark. And I also, that same day, so that would have been cycle day 12, that I took the easy at home ovulation test, I also took a Mira test. And the max test said I had I'll put it here so you guys can read it, but it's a 5.0 for my LH. My PDG was essentially less than 1. And then my E3G was 78, which is not that high, but it's not super low either. But it was basically telling me that I was not close to ovulating. But then I kept taking the easy at home test just because I was kind of trying to figure out if I was going to get darker tests or not. And then I meant to take another Mira on cycle day 14, but with everything going on in our house and us being sick and life just being crazy, I totally forgot to take a Mira on cycle day 14. So on cycle day 15, I did have a fairly light, easy at home test. And then my Mira results were LH 7.6, my PDG was 1.4, and then my E3G was 192, which was going up. So you want your E3G to rise because that is going to rise before your LH rises. And then this morning, when I took my easy at home, it was darker and the app gave it like a 0.99. So basically not quite exact match, but almost. And to me, it looked like it was a pretty positive test. And then, sorry, I know I'm looking down, but this is where all my test results are. And then Mira, so my max wands came back with an LH of 22.8, a PDG of below 1, and then my E3G was 201.9, which means that's still rising. And because my LH was higher than baseline, it told me that I should take another test tonight. So that's what I'm doing. I'm taking another Mira test, and I'm also taking a easy at home test. So let's look at this easy at home first, because if the Mira is done, the easy at home is definitely done. So let's look at this before it gets too dried out so you guys can see what it looks like. And that is super positive. Super positive. That is amazing, you guys. So I should be ovulating tomorrow. Let me scan this with the Easy at Home or the Premom app. I guess I use the Premom app. Let me scan it with the Premom app really fast, and then I can tell you what number it gives it now. So I scanned it with the Premom app, and it came back as high 1.24. So the next time I take a easy at home test, it will more than likely be less than that, and it should give this test I just took my peak. All right, so hopefully the easy at home result is going to be considered a peak once I take my next test. But let's look at the Mira scores and see what it gave it. I'm gonna press this little button and see. Okay, so it gave me an LH of 96 and E3G of 307, and then a PDG of 2. So I wonder if you guys can see that. Oh, wait. I'm not going to read it, but that's awesome, you guys. I'm really excited. I don't plan to keep just taking the Mira test just to take them. I want to be a little bit conservative with my test strips because they're expensive, and I don't want to use them all up just in case I have to use them again for my next cycle or multiple cycles in the future. I am going to look at my Mira app and kind of decide based on when I think my PDG will rise enough for it to pick up on a test, and I will take one of my max ones then. That way I get the rise to let me know that I did actually ovulate, and the app will tell you when it thinks you should test as well. Unfortunately, I have been horrible with taking my temperatures this cycle, so I know there's no way I will be able to rely on my temperatures to confirm ovulation. Unfortunately, I'm not sleeping. Maybe that's also why I'm ovulating on cycle day 17 if I ovulate tomorrow, because I am not sleeping. But I'm also not upset about a peak ovulation test on cycle day 16 and ovulation of cycle day 17, because it's still early. That's still a good time for me to have an ovulation. It's still a good sign that these cycles are improving, and hopefully that means that we'll be having a little baby very soon. I'm going to try and film for you guys when I take my Mira to confirm ovulation, and that way I can share with you guys, and I will be back with more pregnancy tests for this cycle, and hopefully this is our cycle to conceive our little baby. I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!